So it's called Down in Deansgate, and we're going to start off with potential shooting locations. So it's in Deansgate, so we thought go around several places in Manchester, such as like the Deansgate Road, and we're going to set most of it because it's quite an upper class soap. We're going to set most of it and film most of it in Spinningfields because it's a nice area, and we thought there's many potential shooting locations we can do, like good coffee shops, and then we've got some like nice upper class restaurants and stuff like that.
So you're trying to convey what kind of class with these locations?
Yeah.
What kind of class?
Upper class,
Yeah.
high class.
So you want rich people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The character I'm playing is called Sullivan Kingsley. He's like, just like all the characters that are made in Chelsea, so like wears nice designer clothes, like, just stuff like that really. All of his friends call him Sully. He's 20 years old, he's from Manchester and born into a rich family. He's confident, outgoing and fun. And his mum and dad sent him to Australia to live with like his relatives because he didn't really have a job and he just kept spending their money when he wasn't meant to be. Your influences are, because our trainers have a scripted reality, I've tried to roll my character on the other scripted reality stars. Like, they're not really stars, but most people know who they are. They all wear designer clothes and try to look the best at all times, and they're all born into wealthy families.
This is the character that I'm playing. He's called Jasper Cornelius Winfield. He's quite wealthy. He likes to play polo a lot of the time. He's a part-time professional polo player. He has his own clothing brand, and he likes to spend most of his time in small cafes writing poetry. So we want to show that they're quite pretentious sort of characters, and they're a lot different from like those like sort of middle class and working class people. So he enjoys playing polo, spends most of his time, like I said. He's friendly, outgoing, and I based him on the Proud Dog character from Made in Chelsea. He's quite friendly, and he never gets in like many fights or anything.
So is he like the central character? Is he like one of the central characters?
Yeah, he's quite main, but he's never involved in any of the disputes. He's more like
So he's like a mediator?
Yeah. Okay, this is Ollie's not here, so I'll say his. He's called Troy Pennington, and he's a bit like, I can't remember his name, but that guy from Made in Chelsea. He likes his expensive clothing brands, and he likes to look best at all times. He likes his wine. He's loyal and committed to his relationship with Zara, which is his girlfriend, and they're known as the strong couple in the. So he's quiet but intelligent and spends most of his time with Zara or friends, activities including shopping and going to cafe and bars.
Okay, my character's called Skylar Ashburn, and she's based on Millie McIntosh. She likes all designer brands, doesn't have a job, doesn't really do much, goes out and just drinks coffee and cocktails with her friends, and just, always has her hair and makeup flawless, only wears designer, and just sort of like floats about,
So where does her conflict stem from?
She's a bit like Jasper. She doesn't really get involved, but she sort of like starts some of it, if that makes sense.
Okay, so she's a bit of a stirrer and then
just steps back and comes out as like the peacemaker type thing.
My character's called Parrots.
Sorry.
What's she called?
Louise.
Yeah, my character's like Louise from Made in Chelsea. She she's really like romantic and just wants a boyfriend and stuff. She shops like at all the designer places. She enjoys shopping, just going out and relaxing. We chose the name Paris because we thought it sounded quite quirky and high hat and typically posh, which we thought would fit with personalities. Her main part in the trailer is the specific scene where she falls out with her friend, which is Megan's character, over the brand new character, which is Jack's character. When they both unexpectedly find out that they're dating the same person after telling her she likes him. Both girls are really dramatic and quite bitchy. It's a typical stereotype for females in scripted reality shows. Dramatic fallouts used to create realism and catharsis for the target audience, which in this case is young adult females.
So what kind of age are we looking at for?
About 16 to 25.
Okay. And a primarily female audience.
This is Paisley's character. She's called Zara Kensington. Again, she's like most of the girls in scripted reality, based on a lot of the people who made in Chelsea. Can be quite pretentious, intelligent woman, but with hobby and fashions. She has a strong relationship with her boyfriend Troy, who's Ollie's character, part of a family business in fashion design that's based over in America, which is going to be based over in America. She's friendly, happy, rich and stylish, likes to go to shopping, cafes, bars, clubs with friends, likes to play polo and ride horses.
My character is Felicity Westwood and everyone calls her Fifi. She is like the typical girl in Chelsea, so she likes to shop, she likes to make up and hair done. They're all kind of the same in that way, like high class, trying to show designer. She likes to go expensive bars and drink cocktails and restaurants and cafes during the day. Her personality, even though it's quite bitchy, still she's like quite reserved, and she's one of the more reserved girls, like even though when she wants something she gets it. So based it on kind of like thinky out of Made in Chelsea, and like, yeah, and her father owns expensive real estate across London, so she just expects to kind of follow in his footsteps by owning businesses, and she enjoys being in relationships and gossip. And then there's like a mood below them.
Right, but going on to the influences. Down in Deansgate is a scripted reality. It's heavily influenced by its acclaimed show Made in Chelsea. From the classy, sophisticated and well-mannered characters to the expensive bars and designer clothing that our characters have been seen wearing. The storylines and themes that occur in Down in Deansgate are also similar to the dramatic level to Made in Chelsea. These themes include affairs, relationships, betrayals, arguments, decisions and occasional fights. Locations also match to our characters' personalities. Our characters can be found shopping for designer clothes and can be seen socialising in expensive bars and cafes, even playing polo. And that's like another mood board of the different influences we got from Made in Chelsea and spinning fields and expensive bars. It's very similar to sort of Made in
Lots
Chelsea.
of polished glass and expensive interiors.
The first storyline's about Sullivan or Sully coming back from living with his wealthy relatives to meet up with his old friend Jasper. This is the first time Sullivan has appeared in Down in Deansgate, so he's like the new character in it.
So he went to school with Jasper and then he's gone away, and then so no one really knows him except Jasper, and everyone's got this reputation that he's a bit of a big spender and a bit of more of a bad boy in the media.
So people only know about this character through gossip?
Yeah, through
Okay.
reputation.
So he's got a reputation.
Yeah.
So this is the storyline too between me and Autumn. Autumn's Paris, I'm Fifi. We both like Sully when he comes into town from Australia, because he's like a new guy, so like we kind of like stick everyone there, so both of us want him. And then Fifi doesn't want to tell Paris how she feels because they don't want to fall out over him, but Sully only likes Fifi, so they start seeing each other behind Paris's back, because they don't want her to find out because she'd be annoyed because she told her. And then Fifi and Sully together decide to tell Paris, and Paris decides to follow them into a restaurant and confront them about. And then that's where you two kind of come in, don't you? Because in Made in Chelsea, there's always like the side people who always discuss what's going on, because they have like nothing better to talk about because they like gossip.
So is there going to be a fight that's going to be mediated by these two characters?
Yeah.
And then the final storyline is between Troy and Zara, who are a really strong couple. And Zara's family business is moving to America, and they've asked her to go with them. So basically she's got a big decision to make, whether she goes and leaves Troy or not, and that sort of is a bit like a cliffhanger at the end of the trailer, so gets people to watch.
So the unique selling point is going to be that it's like around Christmas time, so we're going to do the Christmas markets, I forgot to say that. But like Sully kind of comes home for Christmas. It's not going to be too Christmassy because we didn't really want that, because there's quite a lot going on already. It's just a good event to like base it around. It brings a northern dynamic to its reality, because most of the shows are set in South England. The fact that it's set in Manchester is quite different.
Yeah, that's our PowerPoint, I think, yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you for listening.
Well, thank you. So once again, with the name of the soap, does this give different connotations about class? Yes? Is the name of the soap grammatically correct?
Change it to on. What is that what you said?
Yeah, you're going to change it to down on Deansgate because you can't be in a road.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Okay? So you're going to change it from down in Deansgate to down on Deansgate, or you could just change it to Deansgate.
Yeah.
Yeah?
One
And
of those, yeah.
just name it after the place. Okay, good. So, like we were saying, Deansgate gives great connotations of wealth. You're making something that's quite similar to something like Made in Chelsea. So you need characters that are quite stable, and the only things that happen to them aren't major, but everything becomes dramatic and cathartic. Yeah? Which is good. You seem to have done that quite well. Do we like these characters?
I like the names of the characters.
They've thought well about the names, haven't they? The names really kind of convey
Show the world.
exactly. Yes, good. So we like the character names. Are the characters interesting?
Quite a range of upper class characters, quite different from one another, which is interesting.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say is all the girls seem quite similar, so they all
They
seem,
all are similar, aren't they?
but they need to have something that distinguishes them.
It's going to be their personalities in the trailer.
Okay. But the other thing I'm going to say is, who's the villain in this piece?
Probably the silly, he's the one that mixes everything up.
Right. Okay. So he's not so much a villain as just the new guy.
Yeah, he's a new guy, yeah.
One change I would say would be maybe rather than the girl going and confronting this new couple, I would have both girls confronting the guy. What do you think?
Could do that.
So rather than it being a traditional kind of two girls fighting, why don't we have the girls uniting and...
Just want to save the friendship.
Exactly, why don't we have these two girls fighting for their friendship rather than two girls fighting over a guy? What do you think? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I think about that.
Because it would be quite a nice twist, I think.
Yeah.
And then you could maybe end on
And Maddie
Sully's
could be
shocked
like
face.
the girl that tells us both kind of.
Yeah.
And then they all together maybe or having like dinner or like something like that.
So maybe you could do something where maybe Sully thinks he's meeting both of you. Or like maybe he thinks he's dating... Do you know what I mean? Like maybe he thinks he's going from one meeting to another.
Yeah.
And then you both turn up at the same place. Yeah?
Yeah.
That could be quite nice. The other thing I'm going to say is you've got this storyline where one of you is supposed to be moving to America. I think it's Paisley and Ollie, isn't it? Yeah, where one of you's moving to America. If Ollie is currently in America, why don't you just get in touch with him and make him shoot out there, and then he can be the one that's already in America.
Do that.
And then your struggle is whether or not to go and meet him out there.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because it would be really, really easy to storyboard it, and there needs to be a couple of shots of, say, Ollie on the phone with you, or Ollie walking through somewhere that looks typically American. Yeah, where is he?
Florida.
Florida, perfect.
Mall.
Huh?
A mall.
Yes. Yeah, so someone with a mall, someone with some American license plates, American shops, that kind of stuff. Really, really easy to do. And then you can take advantage of the fact that you've got this brilliant location. This kind of once-in-a-lifetime location. Yeah? Would we watch this?
I would.
Yeah? It sounds quite interesting.
It's quite different from, the classic sort of upper class one. Quite a range of characters, so nice to see how it turned out.
Good. Okay, quick show of hands then. Who would watch this? Good. That's most of us. Excellent. Any more comments? Excellent. Right. Thank you.